Can we talk about how inhumane corporate timing is? Because they decide to drop the biggest announcement of the year right in December. We are restructuring. We are shifting into AI. And so all of these employees are now going into December, the time that they're supposed to take to relax, to spend time with family, to find the little joy of the end of the year, now is stressed because they may not have a job coming into the new year. I just think it's cruel. It is inhumane to do that.
Listen, I've worked mostly in public sector my entire career, but I did take a little foray briefly into the corporate world and private sector. And let me tell you something. If you don't know already, corporate culture can be cold. These corporate companies can be cold. It's about the bottom line. It's about the bottom line. Is it red or is it black? That's pretty much what it comes down to. So, I mean, what she's saying is not wrong. And a lot of times, it doesn't matter. It could be the middle of summer. It could be Christmas Eve. It could be right after you just gave birth. If their bottom line isn't where they want it to be, you could be on a chopping block. It's just an unfortunate reality.
So yesterday I was laid off. And if you can't tell by the swollen eyes, I haven't exactly taken it that well. I laid off a week before Thanksgiving when I was about to have 2 holiday paid days off and spending it with my family. I find out I no longer am going to have a job. I was just minding my business, doing my job yesterday. No warning, no nothing. I get told that the HR department needs to meet with me immediately and asked if I was free in 10 minutes.
Thanks.
My heart immediately sank. It's like I knew. How do you not know? When HR wants to meet with you very suddenly, when the meeting is called HR check-in, that's usually not good. The HR manager comes on the screen, and I wish I recorded this, and literally says, "I come with bad tidings." And I'm just staring blankly like this, and of course she said, due to budget constraints and restructuring of the organization, we have to lay you off. It has nothing to do with performance. We've appreciated everything.
I wonder if these people that lay off people have a similar template. If they go on Google, how to lay off someone in the least emotional, empathetic way possible. Click, restructuring, Oh, I haven't seen this before. Good tidings. Let me start it off by saying good tidings, like they're like a Victorian age jester or something in a royal court. That's just weird.
You've contributed. There will be no benefits after your last day, which is going to be this Friday. There will be no severance pay. You cannot cash out your PTO, but you can look into cashing out your retirement if you'd like. Do you have any questions? After almost 2 years of working for a startup company and changing my roles, doing everything that was needed of me, and going with the flow, rolling with the punches, working hard, showing up, doing what I was supposed to do, being a team player,
She worked for a startup. I mean, if you work for a startup, you should already know the whole company could go to zero overnight. So your job could very well go to zero overnight as well. I mean, that's something you got to keep in mind at all times for a startup.
It didn't matter because you are replaceable. Just remember that. Don't ever give your loyalty to a company. Don't give them 100%. Don't neglect to take your PTO because you feel like you don't want to get behind or there's too much work to do. They need you there. No, take your PTO. Take your sick days, take your vacation days. If a family member dies, take your bereavement. Take all of the days, because at the end of the day, this company that you work for and you put your blood, sweat, and tears into, they can get rid of you in a snap, no remorse, a week before the holidays, and give you nothing to show for it. And I know this is the part where I'm supposed to say, well, you know what? Rejection is God's redirection. And I do believe there is a plan for me, but I've already been down in the dumps with my mental health, as you guys have seen me on here talking about, for months, for different reasons. And it's just like right before the holidays, it's just a big like punch to the gut.
Yeah, I feel for her. I'm sorry. I'm sorry this is happening to her, because this is just, like she said, before the holidays, let's be honest, getting laid off at any time it's already bad enough. It already sucks enough. It's already an emotional experience enough. But to have it happen directly before the holidays is an extra layer of suck on top of it. And then on top of that, to have no type of empathy from the company. And again, I'm going off what she says here. For someone to say you can cash out your 401k, to me, that's kind of a different level of like, we don't really care. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing to say, okay, we're doing restructuring, we're doing budget cuts or whatever, and because of that, we can no longer hold your position. But, we'll pay you out for your, whatever, 5 days of PTO, maybe we'll give you a week's severance, maybe we'll give you some time to, stuff like that. Just, companies don't have to do that. It's at will, I get it, and that's fine. But just to be kind of cold about it, it's tough. So I see where she's coming from. Her talking about like, don't try your hardest to give your best foot forward to companies. I don't agree with that. I think that whatever you do that you want to be good at, you should give it your all and be 100% in it. So that I will disagree with. But I will agree that you should also try to find balance. Yes, if a family member passes away, take bereavement. Take bereavement. Yes, I agree with that. But the idea of just like coasting and not doing what you need to do just because at any time you could be let go, I don't agree with that. But I do feel for her situation.
Being laid off 2 weeks before Christmas wasn't part of the plan and definitely wasn't on my bingo card. I'm honestly still in shock, but I knew it was coming. I just didn't think it would be right before Christmas. Getting out of bed this morning was not easy. I was definitely in my feelings, but I knew I needed to get up, get my daughter ready for school, and just keep a routine for myself so I didn't stay in my feelings. Now, I'm completely comfortable admitting that I'm scared. This is scary, but I'm also grateful. Grateful for this extra time I get with my kids now, but I'm also nervous, very nervous. But I am willing to trust the process and believe something better is coming. I don't know, guys. The car rider line just might be my hustle hour now, where I get to edit content, apply for new roles, and keep choosing hope at this point. So if you notice me posting more, showing up more, or giving this content journey another shot, don't be surprised.
Well, what else can I say about this? Here's another layer. Being laid off right before the holidays and having young kids is another layer of suck. Now, I'm not saying that, it's any worse for you. Well, actually, maybe it is a little worse. If you're someone who's laid off and you don't have any kids and it's right before the holidays, then maybe you're still going to feel it. Obviously, it's going to suck. But I mean, I'm sure as a parent, you're thinking, man, if you haven't already bought the gifts, how am I going to afford? Can I afford to buy the gifts? What kind of holiday season are my kids or is my kid going to have? So I'm sure all these things run through your head. It just sucks, man. It sucks. And it sucks that you can't do much about it besides be the best employee you can be. And even being that, it could still be like that. And again, I'm not here to like talk bad about companies overall. I'm not saying that, all companies are great. I'm just here to say, it's just one of those situations where what do you do? And that's why I think when you hear stuff about having multiple streams of income, constantly increasing your skills, constantly studying, getting certifications, upskilling, having other means, living below your means, stuff like this, even though it sounds like almost cliche at this point because you've heard it so much, I'm sure. You've heard all the common advice, have a 3 to 6 months emergency fund, invest in your Roth IRA, stuff like that. Don't take out crazy car loans. It's like, well, duh. It needs to be repeated because times like this, when all those decisions that you do make that are just the everyday boring decisions, you're going to sit back and go, man, I'm happy I did that because if I hadn't, I'd be stressed out even more than I'm stressed out now in this current situation.
Anyone else has gotten laid off around the holidays? I just got laid off today. Here is what I am taking from this. We will be okay. The silver lining is we will have the next few weeks to recharge. I'm going to put everything I have into doing projects around the house that I've been putting off for months. I know that's not your fault. If you got laid off, all you had to do was some kind of budgeting issue. Shouldn't be a reflection on you. Don't be hard on yourself. I say this because I'm trying to remind myself of the same thing. This is my first time getting laid off. Who knows? Maybe we will find something else in between that time that we're incredibly passionate about And that ends up being our new job.
You know what's interesting? For some people, being laid off around the holidays and being around family can be a great thing for them because they have people to lean on for support and to provide them with, hugs and, good feelings during the time that's challenging for them. On the flip side of that coin, some people, they're probably like the last thing they want to do after having this kind of situation happen is be around family. It's kind of funny to think about that. Because some people, you know how it is. We all know how it is. So it's interesting she says that. But I mean, it's a good perspective. It's a healthy perspective. I'm happy that she feels that way. But yeah, again, just being laid off around the holidays, it's being laid off. I hate to be repetitive, but it's just like being laid off sucks. But there's always more suckiness that could happen. And I don't want to be doom and gloom. And that's not the whole goal here. But yeah, just being laid off around the holidays. I mean, man, I don't know. And I get the idea now why some people are about like, they want to do a whole, I forget what it's called. There was like a blackout movement where no one was wanting to buy for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. I don't know if Christmas shopping is included in that, but the idea behind it was a lot of people, they do it for different reasons, but a lot of people were doing it because they wanted to stick it to these large companies who are laying off people around the holidays or even earlier in the year, and to say, listen, you can just lay these people off or lay them off without a care, and you expect us to go and shop and add to your bottom line? No, thank you. I'm not going to do that. So when I watch videos like this, I can kind of see the reasoning behind it more, because it's like, yeah, I mean, why would I go support a company that is laying people off who I know, love, and care about, or just people who I don't know, but I can empathize with them. So I get it. That said, guys, thanks for sticking around this far in the video. I appreciate it. If you're going through what these people are going through, if you've been laid off around the holidays, or if you have been laid off around the holidays, or have been laid off at all, I'm sorry for that, and I'm sorry for you. And I hope that soon you, if you haven't already, can get back on your feet, get a new job, or whatever that next step in life is for you. With that being said, I appreciate you sticking around this long. Feel free to give the video a like and to subscribe if you feel so too inclined. And until next time, make smart financial decisions.